Okay, what's going on, everybody? We're here, we're live. I want to thank you all for joining me today. I can't even keep myself together for the stream that I'm going to do today and what we're going to talk about today and what we're getting ready to listen to. But let me try to get myself together and at least get through this intro, right? So, Jesus Christ. Wow. Anyways, what's going on, everybody? Take two. Thank you all for joining me today. If you can see and hear me clearly, please drop a one in the live chat and then we can get today's stream started. And as I'm waiting for the ones to come in, if you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like button because that's the most important thing you do for me on this channel. What it does is that it helps to make sure that those who are subscribed to the channel will indeed get the notifications. And it also helps to push this video through the YouTube algorithm as well. Secondly, if you're new to the channel, or maybe you've been ghost watching this channel for quite some time now, please do me a favor and yourself a favor by hitting the subscribe button as well as the bell notification next to the subscribe button so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. And lastly, please make sure you share this video out on your social media platforms to your family and friends to inform them on this news and information. And yes, that does help to give me a slight boost in the YouTube algorithm also. And lastly, and I'm done after this, I promise, please follow me on Rumble at TD Media Group and also follow me on Telegram at TD Media Group. That is extremely important. The links are in the description box below, and they will be pinned in the comment section once the stream ends. Now that the introduction out of the way, let's get the show started, man. You see what it's titled? Uncle Luke has validated Kamala Harris's blackness, her highly debated, blackness. She's Indian, she's black. Trump said she suddenly turned black, but she used to be Indian. This is something that's actually been debated and discussed for a long time now, since she originally first ran for president in 2020. But yeah, Uncle Luke validated Kamala Harris's blackness through fried chicken, and a couple of other things that we're going to get into. So before we get into this video and I pull it up, I have to give credit and give my thank yous because this video was brought to my attention by way of this gentleman here. Shout out to my man, Black and Focused on Twitter. Shout out to Black and Focused on Twitter. He added me with the snippet of this video that we're getting ready to go through today. So I just wanted to shout you out, bro. Thank you, Black and Focused, at Elliot Malone 3. Thank you, bro. Go ahead and give my man a follow on Twitter if you're not following him already. And I just dropped a link to his Twitter page in the live chat, and it's also in the description box below. Shout out to you. I appreciate you for sending me this video that we're getting ready to go through because it's completely ridiculous. It's absurd. It's insane. It's offensive. It's everything, all the above. And if you thought an interview like this and a video like this was going to sway me from voting for Trump to voting for Kamala Harris, you're wrong. You're simply wrong. If anything, I'm going to make sure that I'm the first in line to vote for Trump after I've seen this video. Let's get into it right now, man. Let's get into it. This is unbelievable.
The difference, the nuances, and
let me start from the beginning. Of all people, Uncle Luke, the king of misogyny, the king of misogyny, the king, the womanizer king, the king of womanizing of all people. That's who's doing this interview.
if you're not in the game, and you're just sitting on the sideline, you really don't understand the difference, the nuances, and the struggles of trying to do the right thing for our people. When I wrote the article about you, and I just outlined everything that every black man in the barbershop, black woman would talk about in the conversations, because I always go back to it because basically everything that everybody was saying about you, whether she's black enough, does she like black men? She's putting.
Did you see that? Whether she's black enough, and that's not even like the real thing that I want to show. That's just like the cherry on top. That's a cherry on top early. He said, "Are you black enough? Do you like black men?" As soon as Uncle Luke asked her, "Do you like black men?" she went. This video is insanity. This is insanity. This is only 5 minutes of a 26-minute video. If you want to watch the entire interview, the link to the entire interview is in the description box below. Oh my goodness. Do you like black men? He said, no, not really.
Everything that everybody was saying about you, whether she's black enough, does she like black men? She's putting black people in jail. You know, the common things that was actually said. But at the same time, I write that, and I didn't have a conversation with you. When we had the conversation and we talked about it, we talked about the different things. It was almost, and after the conversation, I felt like I was actually certifying you because
he certified her. Uncle Luke, just all right. I know, yo, you keep interrupting. I have to. I have to, you know. But Uncle Luke is certifying her. He is officially certifying her blackness. What is he certifying her blackness through? Let's take a listen to this craziness.
The different things is almost, and after the conversation, I felt like I was actually certifying you because we were talking about fried chicken and talking about all these.
There's more. Y'all think I'm reaching? There's more. I certified you because we was talking about fried chicken. Okay. All right. What else were they talking about other than fried chicken? Let's listen. Let's listen.
Actually certifying you because we were talking about fried chicken and talking about all these different things. And then we talked about the gun and the FICO score and these different.
They talking about guns and the FICO score. So Uncle Luke certified her blackness through fried chicken, guns, and bad credit. You can't make this stuff up. He said, I said, we're talking about fried chicken, and then we're talking about the gun, and then we're talking about the FICO score. What, the bad credit? Like, what's going on here? What is going on? Her blackness was certified through fried chicken, guns, and bad credit. And it gets even more ridiculous once Kamala starts talking herself, right? It gets even more ridiculous. But let's listen to that one more time. I'm gonna let it rock for a little bit.
Like I was actually certifying you because we were talking about fried chicken and talking about all these different things. And then we talked about the gun and the FICO score and these different. So it was
That's
like,
right.
okay,
That's right.
It's like I like this lady. You know what I'm saying? She's about everything that we're about.
What are we about? We're all about guns, fried chicken, and bad credit scores.
Struggles and the things that we have to deal with on a daily basis as activists in our community. And so how did I come to that place? And then that's when I ended up writing the other article saying, okay, this is this.
Right.
You know, because, again, we get to the point where we prejudge a person. So then now I'm out here fighting the fight of the same thing I basically wrote, you know, and I'm trying to convince people that, no, that was wrong. Let me ask you, so
I don't even know what he's talking about right now. I don't even know what he's talking about right now. But here's the thing. Kamala Harris is going to make an attempt to kind of describe her blackness and justify her blackness or explain her blackness. And it's not going to make much more sense either. It gets worse or better, depending on how you look at this.
when you're campaigning and you're doing your strategies and everything, and you're trying to prove to African American women that you're black enough and African American men that you're black enough, you know who Kamala is.
Yeah.
You've been you forever.
Yeah, right.
And you lived a life and you lived in the neighborhood. You went to the black university. You lived a life as an African American. To have people question that, how you really
That's
feel
a great
about
question.
How do you live the life of an African American? He said you went to a black university. There are white people and Hispanics that go to black universities as well. Does that automatically make them black? I would think not, but apparently that's what makes this Indian woman who was raised by her Indian family and her Indian culture and Indian heritage. She went to a black university. Apparently that makes her black. Now, if you're white, it doesn't make you black. If you're Hispanic, it doesn't make you black. But if you're Indian, then that makes you black. And he said that she lived an African American life, whatever that's supposed to mean. I'll tell you who lived more of an African American life than Kamala Harris. Eminem. Eminem has lived a significantly more African American life, whatever that even means, than Kamala Harris. Because the thing is that as it pertains to Eminem, we could actually validate his background. We could actually validate his upbringing through testimonials to people that he grew up with, through photos, through a host of measures. Now, none of this makes Eminem black, but if that's the measure, you were raised in an African American lifestyle. You lived an African American life, whatever that means. If the bar is just simply being raised around African Americans, then Eminem is 10 times more black than she is. Once again, can anybody actually validate all this blackness that she grew up in and grew up around? Her Indian heritage and her Indian lineage, which she proudly boasts about, and she should, because there's nothing wrong with that at all. But her Indian heritage and the lifestyle she grew up under, which she proudly boasts about, it's very well documented. We went and we watched the CNN clip that they created about her, about how much of an impact her Indian upbringing had on her life and who she has become today. But as it pertains to this so-called blackness, where's the evidence of it? Where are the testimonials from, I guess, the black people she grew up with, whoever they are? Where are the photos? She allegedly, according to her, if you let her tell it, she grew up celebrating Kwanzaa. Where are your Kwanzaa pictures? I can show you Thanksgiving pictures from when I was little. I can show you Christmas pictures from when I was little. Where are your Kwanzaa pictures? Whereas any of this stuff that validates your blackness, it doesn't exist. This is just stuff that she's saying, and not even her at this point, that other people are saying. And everybody else is fighting this black argument for her, while she just nods her head and goes, yeah, I guess. Let's let this video keep playing.
It's very frustrating. That's a great question. Because to your point, exactly to your point, Uncle Luke, it is, I know who I am. Mm-hmm. I was raised to have pride. I mean, I could go on and on about who I am, right? But and who I was born as, not just.
Well, then why don't you tell us? Why can't you just say that you're a black woman? You know, she's only said it about one time that I know of, because people brought it to my attention when I asked about that. And it was on the Breakfast Club back, I think, in 2019 or in 2020. I think it was the interview where she lied, because she had 3 interviews. She had an interview in 2019. It was a soft rollout for a presidential run. She claimed that she wasn't going to run for president in 2019 when she was on the Breakfast Club at the tail end of 2018, I believe it was, 2018. Then 2019 rolls around. She gets into the race. And I believe it was the 2019 interview, right? The 2019 interview where she lied about, smoking that good while listening to Tupac and Snoop Dogg, in 1986 while she was in college. In that same interview was the only time that you can hear her say, I was born black, I'm going to die black, and I'm going to always be black. She said it with no conviction in her voice. She had her back turned to the camera the entire time, and it just wasn't believable. But you can never get her to say it again. We're going to listen to about 3 more minutes of this, and she's going to talk around it like crazy, speak a whole bunch of nonsense, but never actually just say it. Just say it. Why can't you say it? It's unbelievable. Let's start from the beginning. Let's hear what not the whole beginning, but just from when she started talking.
Question that. How you really
That's
feel
a great question. It's very frustrating. That's a great question. Because to your point, exactly to your point, Uncle Luke, it is, I know who I am. Mm-hmm. I was raised to have pride. I mean, I could go on and on about who I am, right? But and who I was born as, not just who I became. It wasn't like some process of enlightenment. Like this has not been a process of discovery for me. In fact, I think the frustration is that other people want me to take them through their process of discovery.
Exactly.
Oh, here we go with the cackling. When she starts laughing, that's when she's lying and she can't keep the lie together. We all know this about her. Here we go. Here we go with the cackling and the laughing.
In fact, I think the frustration is that other people want me to take them through their process of discovery.
Exactly.
About trying to understand it.
Right.
And it's a challenge. I mean, but this is look, all of us who have become the first, part of the challenge is that
The first what?
people have their boxes about who people are. It's in their.
Okay, I'm gonna stop talking right now. I promise. You got to hear this boxes analogy.
And it's a challenge. I mean, but this is look, all of us who have become the first, part of the challenge is that people have their boxes about who people are. It's in their mind. They have this set of boxes, and they're trying to figure out which one do you fit into, right? But the number of boxes they have is limited to whatever they've seen before, usually, right? And we're asking them to see something that they've not seen before, and then figure out where to put that. I might give you an example because I have thought about this.
What are you talking about? We all have boxes, and we have a set of boxes that we see things through. And the boxes that you see things through aren't the same boxes that they see things through. And when you have the boxes in front of you, you see a box, and then you see another box that you've never seen before. And that's how they've seen me, because when they see me, they've seen a box that they've never looked at in their life. They've never seen a box like this before. Let's play the boxes thing one more time, because apparently we've never seen a box like this before. It's crazy. And it gets better. It gets better.
But this is look, all of us who have become the first, part of the challenge is that people have their boxes about who people are. It's in their mind. They have this set of boxes, and they're trying to figure out which one do you fit into, right? But the number of boxes they have is limited to whatever they've seen before, usually, right? And we're asking them to see something that they've not seen before, and then figure out where to put that. I might give you an example because I have thought about this.
She thought about what she's going to tell us right now. Well, listen to this. She actually thought about this.
If I use this phrase, just close your eyes for a moment and then think about what you see. The boy next door. For most of America, what does that look like?
Yeah.
It looks like the Hispanic boy that lives next door to me, who is a really good friend of my son. That's what I think of. When you say the boy next door, that looks like, like I said, my Hispanic neighbor, and, his son, and, him and my son are good friends. That's who I think about. So I don't know. You're losing me already. And I really wish I put this on the thumbnail. Oh, this is thumbnail gold. I'm so mad I didn't put this on the thumbnail. I'm gonna have to save that one. But let's get back to, who you think of when you think about the boy next door. Me, I think about a young Hispanic boy, but I don't know. We'll see what she thinks about.
For most of America, what does that look like?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's the boy next door. 4 words speak volumes about the age, the look, the character of who we're talking about.
You're right about that. Yep.
What 4 words would immediately let you know about who I am? It's not in the vocabulary.
It's not when
Bars. You've never seen a box like this? And the words it's not even in the vocabulary. You can't even describe Kamala Harris. You can't describe her. She said, you've never seen a box like this before, and the words to describe me don't even exist. She's spitting bars. She's rapping. This is real rap. Let's run this back one more time in closing, because this is a 26-minute long video. I'm not going to play the whole thing. All you needed was like the first 5, and it speaks volumes. If you want to watch the entire 26-minute clip, video, interview, it's in the description box below. But she's spitting over here. This is crazy. I'm gonna take it from the very top with the box analogy, because we've never seen a box like this before, and then we're going to end it out, with the fact that there's no vocabulary to describe Kamala Harris. It just doesn't exist. Doesn't exist.
Exactly.
About trying to understand it.
Right.
And it's a challenge. I mean, but this is look, all of us who have become the first, part of the challenge is that people have their boxes about who people are. It's in their mind. They have this set of boxes, and they're trying to figure out which one do you fit into, right? But the number of boxes they have is limited to whatever they've seen before, usually, right? And we're asking them to see something that they've not seen before, and then figure out where to put that. I might give you an example, because I have thought about this. If I use this phrase, just close your eyes for a moment and then think about what you see. The boy next door. For most of America.
She really thought she said something when she said the boy next door. She hit us with that Tricknology. This is Tricknology at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. This is definitely Tricknology that she's hitting us with. This is so over our head. We don't even know what's going on. We're not smart enough to understand all this.
What does that look like?
Yeah.
And then think about what you see. The boy next door. For most of America, what does that look like?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's the boy next door. 4 words speak volumes about the age, the look, the character of who we're talking about.
You're right about that. Yep.
What 4 words?
Uncle Luke don't know what's going on. He just agreeing. He's just, you right about that? Yep. I guess. I don't know.
Would immediately let you know about who I am.
You're right about that. Yep.
What 4 words would immediately let you know about who I am? It's not in the vocabulary.
It's not. When people question.
This is that Tricknology, man. She hit us with Tricknology. We just not smart enough to understand what's going on. I think I will submit that I'm not intelligent enough to know what's going on at this point. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening here. The Tricknology is way too much for me. This is a box that we've never seen before, and there are no words in the vocabulary to actually describe what we're looking at when we see Kamala Harris, per what she said, what we heard come out of her own mouth. The vocabulary to describe me doesn't exist. If you're trying to break down a box like this, bars. I should have been a rapper. Bars. I'm spitting bars like Kamala, but once again, I think I'm understanding what she's saying, but she's spitting that supreme Tricknology right now. And none of us are smart enough to really understand what she's talking about. So it really isn't her, it's us. We're the ones slow. We're the ones who really don't know what's going on out here. We're the ones that are low information voters, especially us black men that are going to vote for Trump. We're low information voters. And man, we got to step our knowledge up. We got to step our game up so that we can understand what's really going on out here and understand a box like Kamala. And so that we can finally develop the vocabulary to describe who and what she is, because she just won't make it plain. She's hitting us with that Tricknology. We got to figure it out for ourselves. So with all that being said, man, I want to thank you guys for joining me today. I had to share this with you guys. I just had to share this foolishness with you. I had to, man. So thank you for joining me today with this one. Shout out to Presidential Mike for coming through. He said Kamala is like a slow Margaret Sanger. Shout out to my man C. Jones for coming through, and shout out to Christine S. West for becoming a new channel member. I appreciate you. I appreciate all the support that I get on this channel. Thank you guys for the support. I don't exist without the support that you guys showed me. This was crazy. It was offensive. It was ridiculous. It was everything negative. All the above, man. All the above. And Tricknology at its finest. This is Tricknology at its finest. With all that being said, thank you guys for joining me. Please hit the like button on your way out if you haven't already. And if you're watching on Twitter, all 21 of you, make sure you migrate your way over to TD Media Group and actually subscribe to the YouTube channel and take part in the lively chat. I will catch you guys tomorrow evening. Have a great evening and a safe one. Shout out to my man Calvin for coming through with the buzzer beater super chat. I appreciate you, brother. Swish, peace, and have a great evening. Have a safe one too.